Hey, ladies. Welcome to the Sunday edition of Black Women Making Money. It is your girl, Cherie, in the building with a much requested topic. And that is much requested by me as well as all of you, because I need tonight's lesson as much as all of you do. So, tonight's lesson is all about dark mode, going dark mode. And it's something I discovered recently on YouTube, even though I know the philosophy and have known it for years. The whole philosophy is to hyper focus on one thing until it's done. So it could be something like, hey, I want to get that tech cert, and that tech cert takes 3 months in order to get, and I'm going dark mode, or some people will call it monk mode, um, in order to, get this thing done. Or, hey, my kid is not doing very well in math. So we're going to focus this entire semester on math, on getting him or her up to grade level and then beyond grade level with math or reading comprehension or something like that. So I need this. You may need it. One of the first questions you may ask is, how do I even know if I need to go into dark mode? And I am here to say right now, look at your results. Look at the things you promised you said you would do, and look at your results thus far. We are upwardly mobile Black women on this channel. We all know if we are reaching our potential or not. And if we're not reaching our potential, then it may be time for us to go into dark mode. Now, dark mode requires sacrifice, ladies. For some of us, it requires great sacrifice. And for some of us, we're not willing to do the sacrificial things that need to be done in order for us to reach our goals. It's better for you to say, I'm not willing to do the sacrifice, than to keep lying to yourself saying, I want to reach this goal when you know you're not willing to do the sacrifices that it takes in order for you to get there. So, tonight we're going to talk about some of the sacrifices that we have to make. We're going to talk about some of the things that we have to do in order to be successful at getting into dark mode. But unless anybody here was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, which I don't believe any of us are, but if you were, shout out to you. Congratulations. If we want to get to the top 20% in America with regards to income earners, if we want to um, get married and have a healthy marriage and have children inside of wedlock, if we want to get that degree, take that certification and pass it, if we want to lose 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, get off that blood pressure medication, any and all the things that need to be done in life, for many of us, we may have to go into dark mode in order to get it. So that's going to be the topic for this evening. First of all, hello to all of my lovely ladies that are in here. Victoria's answering in advance that yes, it is time, and she will be watching while working. Got Selfish Love in the building. Girl, you've been dropping gems. Thank you so much. You're behind. Don't worry. Don't worry. You catch up, because I'm not going to be live at all this week. I'm dark mode during the week. And I'm probably going to not come back until next Saturday. So, yeah, you're in dark mode right now. Thank you so much. God bless. Yes, ladies, hit the like button for me, ladies. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay. So this is the end of February, pretty much. In January, most of us said 2023 is going to be my year. I'm a gonna. My question to you is, have you been? If you haven't been, maybe it's time to go dark mode. If you have been, but it's not going at the speed that you need it to be, maybe it's time to go into dark mode. Because the truth is, according to the experts, 80% of people drop their New Year's resolutions in February. But the people who get to the top 20%, they don't drop their New Year's resolutions. We need to recommit. And that's part of today's discussion, is recommitting to the journey. Okay. Um, so you may have different goals. For me, it is the job that I have right now and getting it up and running and getting myself to ultimately $300,000 a year. I have a sales job and I manage this company. But for you, it may be something different. For you, it could be getting that tech cert or some other certification that you need, which could bump you in salary 20, 30, $40,000. You may need to go dark mode for that. For you, it could be switching careers. Maybe you need to get your resume together. Even in this economy, people are still hiring. So you get your resume together, you hire a resume writer, you hire somebody to help you with the interview skills. You may not have interviewed in 10 years, but I know a guy who helps people actually change careers, and a lot of his people get bumps of ten to $40,000 per year. Imagine if you got an additional $40,000 per year in salary because you've been underpaid for the past decade. We have a woman coming on named Mentor Shelley on Friday to talk about salary negotiations with us because too many of us are walking in asking for 26% to 40% less than white men for the same jobs that we are getting. Ladies, we got to get our salaries up. Perhaps that goal you're trying to start and what you need to go dark mode for is that business. Could be that part-time business. Y'all know I've been talking for the past couple of weeks about starting a part-time business where you can make $2,000 to $5,000 a month in order to pay off that debt, in order to save to buy a house. I've been focused more so on debt, but it could be so you could buy a house. It could be for anything that you want to do. You're going to have to potentially go dark mode in order for you to hit that goal. It could be that you need to lose some weight. You need to lose 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. The two people that I know who have lost weight and kept it off for years, they went dark mode in order to lose that weight, which meant they did gym, work, home, sleep, healthy eating at home. They didn't go out to eat with people. They went dark mode. It could be again, I talked about some of you have kids that are not doing well in school. Maybe you need to focus. That needs to be your focus. Or you have a failing marriage and that needs to be your focus. You need to go dark mode on that, whatever it is. Maybe you want to get married and you need to go dark mode on, finding a matchmaker, going on dates, getting your social profiles up, whatever it is you need to go on dark mode for. We want to be in the top 20%. And you know what that is. Goddess Athena is in dark mode until the revenue is what I need it to be. I love it. Texas Rose saying this message is right on time. Just had a convo about this with my sister. We're taking the rest of the year off to go dark mode towards our goals. I love it. Selfish Love is taking the rest of the year off as well. Yes, look, it's going to take me about 18 to 24 months to get to my 300K. But that's why you all won't see me too much here on the weekdays. Even though I really want to be here on the weekdays, your girl is like, no, like laser focus. Want to be a serial entrepreneur? Dark mode is needed. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Still Rocks. Black Widow Row, gonna lose that 70 pounds. I love it. Hey, D'Ambrosia. I'm going all in on my business goal is to be in momentum until my surgery. Oh, God bless you on your surgery, my dear. You don't be afraid to get assistance. All right, I love it. I love it. Okay, ladies. So this is what we're going to do this evening. Got a couple of things here, a couple of notes, and then I got a video to show you and a couple of articles. Y'all know I love my articles. Um, I want to say that I did some research, and actually, did you know that 93% of people who buy online courses never finish them? 93%. So a lot of people are buying courses for certifications and things like that and not even finishing them. In order to be the top 20%, it's not what you start, it's what you finish. So a lot of people are afraid to go dark mode. I know y'all in my chat, y'all are in for the dark mode, but some people are afraid to go dark mode. They're afraid to put themselves first. Going dark mode, they require you putting yourself first, you putting your family first, you saying no to certain people. No, I can't. No, I'm not going there. No, I can't have dinner with you. No, I'm taking 6 months off drinking so I could focus on what I'm doing. No, I'm saving for my house so I'm not able to go on vacation with you. Sometimes the hardest things for us to do is tell people no. Sometimes the hardest things for us to do is tell ourselves no. But ladies, going dark mode requires no. It requires saying yes to yourself, which means saying no to other people in dealing with whatever sting and bitchy mode that they're going to give you. Because you may get it from somebody. Oh, you think you too good. Oh, you think you can't hang out with us. Really, it's other people's fear. Because as you level up, if they're not leveling up with you, then what happens? You leave them behind. When we say burn the cape, we don't just mean burn the cape for the Black community. And we don't mean just burn the cape for Black men. Sometimes you got to burn the cape within your families. Sometimes you got to burn the cape with your friends. You've known that girl since she was 6 years old. You two were in first grade together. But if you're not leveling up together, your dark mode is going to have ramifications. It's going to have things that's happening, and you got to be prepared for that. When some people go into dark mode, again, sometimes you may see it called monk mode. Some people give up alcohol. Some people give up alcohol because it slows them down. Some people give up marijuana. Some people give up bad food. Some of us, you may not need to lose weight, but every time you have those potato chips and those cookies and things like that, it slows you down. Being in dark mode does require tip-top shape. So if you have a choice between an apple and some apple pie, being in dark mode is best if you are in physical shape. If you are at least walking 10, 15 minutes a day, you go to the gym, especially if you already are in the gym, so that you can do your best. Because for some of us, you're saying you want to get a certain amount of revenues. I want to get a certain amount of revenues in my business. We can't do that if we don't have the energy to do it. So let's see what you all are saying here. Yeah, my friends think I'm mad at her, but honestly, I'm so busy and I have to put her on my calendar. I don't think she likes that. She's not going to like it. You can't feel so bad that it destroys you. You can't feel so bad that it messes with you and your goals. If she can't understand your heart, then maybe she's not a friend. And a lot of people leave people behind during their dark mode periods and when they come into the light and into the next level. And I think especially as women, we're so communal that we hate to leave people behind. And some of us don't have that problem. Others of us do. So I felt it was important for us to actually have this as a conversation tonight. So let's talk a little bit about dark mode. What dark mode is. This is from One Motivated Mommy. And it says here, according to the free guide to Dark Mode 3.0, dark mode is a growth strategy where you focus 100% of your energy on a specific goal or set of goals by creating rules that you can, under no circumstance, break until you have accomplished your goals. Again, I'm going to make this a bit bigger for you ladies so you can see this here. Yeah, that's better. Dark mode is a growth strategy where you focus 100% of your energy on a specific goal or set of goals by creating rules that you can, under no circumstance, break until you have accomplished your goals. We call it dark mode because during this time you cannot do anything, not directly facilitating the manifestation of those goals. In most cases, this means going dark, which means no going out, no social media, no television, and no unnecessary communication. Ladies, I love you, but if I had to give up this channel, I would keep it up so y'all could hear the replays. But some of us are spending way too much time on social media. You know how you know you're spending too much time on social media? Your results. You know how you know you're spending too much time on social media? You look up and it's 3, 4 hours later and you've been listening to a live stream. And I'm going to talk about multitasking too, because multitasking does not work. Some of us may need to go dark mode on certain channels. And if you say to me, Cherie, hey, I'm going dark mode. I'll see you in 3 months. And you come back in 3 months, you're like, Cherie, I went dark mode even on you, but I achieved XYZ. I will be happy for you. I would be ecstatic for you. I'm here to do these live sessions, live streams, because I want you to reach your goals. So, whatever dark means for you, it could be a certain food group that you don't need to eat. It could be going out, period. It could be going out with a certain friend or a certain group of friends. It could be not communicating with that specific cousin that's always bringing you down. You hate to see her name on the caller ID. Whatever it is that dark mode means for you, it's okay. It's okay because you are focused 100% of your energy on a specific goal. Um, Everything has to be scheduled during dark mode. Absolutely. Scheduling is going to be a big thing for me during dark mode. D'Ambrosia, you can do it. Yeah, I try to multitask. I have been thinking over the past couple of months that I can multitask. It ain't working. It's not working, ladies. Online platform Coursera found that the people that complete the courses already have a degree. They say these people see the value of continuing education to keep up their field. Yeah, so they're used to actually going through, a course, a semester, learning something. And that way, when they get to an online course, they're able to easily pace themselves. I can definitely see that, Nicole. Yes, I hang out with friends and family, but it's scheduled, nothing spontaneous. Yeah. And sometimes people need to lessen even the time they spend with family and friends. So I know some of you all think that you can multitask. You're able to sit on YouTube during the same time you're working on your business. Some of you think that you're able to start a business and lose 80 pounds and find Mr. Right. There is a myth of multitasking. During dark mode, the people who are successful at dark mode, they focus on one thing and one thing only. I'm not telling you you don't go to work. You go to work, but you've been doing that job for 2, 3, 5, 6 years. So you already know what's happening there. And then you choose one thing that you're going dark mode on. One thing. Because multitasking is a myth. I can't remember if I had anything highlighted in here or not. No, no, I didn't. I didn't highlight anything here. But it's in Psychology Today. It's in there have been psychological studies about multitasking. There's also a lot of psychological testing about, like, just switching very quickly, like, switching between one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and how many of us are unable to do that where we can maximize our productivity. So, yeah, most of us know how to start a goal, but if you are having trouble starting a goal, this is a great book for you. It's called Start by John Acuff or Acuff. It's on Amazon. It's all over the place. You're able to get it. I didn't read this book, but I read John's book called Finish, which is an excellent book. So you're able to get either the Start book or the Finish book. That's a suggestion that I have for you. But today, what we're going to actually talk about is the middle part of reaching that goal. Why am I talking about that? Because most of us fail in the middle. Most of us can get started. We can do the first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks of that diet. We can do the first 5 or 6 lessons, probably not even 5 or 6, 2 or 3 lessons of that certification. And then, like Victoria says, squirrel, squirrel, another shiny object out there. And I'm guilty of that too. So today we're actually going to talk about the middle because if you cannot handle the middle of your journey while you are in dark mode, you will fail. So there was a really good video that I found with regards to this. Now, this video is about weight loss. But ladies, if you don't need to lose weight, the lessons still apply here. This is a woman named Half of Carla. She lost an incredible amount of weight. And she talks about how I handled the middle of weight loss. I really like this video. We're going to go through the first 20 minutes of it. I'm going to start and stop it. We're going to have conversations about it. But if you cannot handle the middle, if you cannot handle the middle of dark mode, you will not make it. So, yeah, squirrel. It's not mine. That's actually Victoria, who's been on the channel, the Credit Solutionist, that says that all the time. So, yeah, delete all social media through the week, and I think I might even be deleting it on either Saturday or part of Saturday or something like that because I need a little bit more focus. I do. Hey, Computer and Coin. Good evening, everybody. Like the video as you're coming in, and I'm going to start saying it now. Fair use with regards to the content that I'm using. But let's look at this woman talking about how we handle the middle of. She's talking about weight loss, but any other goal that we have.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. But if you're new here, my name is Carla. I've lost a whole heap of weight and I talk about showing up for yourself. As I said, I've lost a whole load of weight. If you've never been with me before, I used to be 323.8 pounds and I now live very comfortably in the mid 140s. I have been maintaining.
First of all, shout out to her. She went from, let's see her again. She went from 300 pounds to 140. Let's see this again.
As I said, I've lost a whole load of weight. If you've never been with me before, I used to be 323.8 pounds and I now live very comfortably in the mid 140s. I have been maintaining now for the last 6 months, give or take. 5 months, 6 months, something like that. But I was also maintaining prior. I had a baby boy in the middle of that, and things happen. I'll leave my full weight loss journey linked up here if you guys would like to check that out. But today we're going to be talking about something very, very, very specific in terms of weight loss. And actually, you could probably apply it to many things in life. We're talking about the middle, the long road to the middle, or the long road that is the middle. Guys, I feel you. If you are in the middle now, the middle of your weight loss, and you are on the struggle bus, I feel you, I hear you, I see you.
So the middle can apply to anything. You could be in the middle of getting that certification. You could be in the middle of getting that degree. You could be in the middle of saving for that house. You can be in the middle of growing that business to your first $100,000 a year. Whatever the middle is for you, the stuff that she's talking about is going to apply. Let's continue listening.
Because I was there. I know what that middle feels like. What do I mean by the middle? So let's take your weight loss journey. I'm going to use myself as an example because that's what I have to work with. And I'm going to give you a timeline. So let's say this is 323.8 pounds and this is my goal weight. And in between, there's 180 pounds that needs to be lost. And I use the term needs like loosely, like pinch of salt. So 323, something in and around the 140s. And we need to get all the way to here. But we start off and we're like, yeah, we're motivated, we're gung-ho, the results big drops are coming. You lose something the first week. Like I lost 8 pounds the first week. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, we're gonna lose 3 stone and like 42 pounds in the first 10 weeks. I'm like, yeah, I got this. I got this. Dudes, I've got this. I'm here. Don't worry about me. I've got this. And then, for me, I was doing body slims. So I did, the first 10 weeks I lost 42 pounds. Then I lost another 14 pounds before the second cycle happened. So what are we at? 56 pounds. And in around somewhere around the 60-pound weight loss, the middle started. The middle of weight loss began for me.
Okay, so all of us have these moments where the middle happens, right? So for her, it was after she lost 60 pounds out of, I don't know, 200 plus pounds, I think, to lose, that the middle started for her. So she was a third way into the journey. But for us, it could be that we had one person pay for our services, but that's it. And we're in the middle. We're in the middle of how do we get from one client, let's say, to 10 clients a month. That's the middle. For some of us, the middle is there are 26 modules for you to complete this certification training and take the test, and you've gotten through 5. And then it's the middle. How do you get past that? Hello, anti-ableism. Good to see you, my dear.
The middle bit. And if you're doing body slims, it's probably when you're in the second week of your second cycle. And it doesn't matter how much you've got to lose. Obviously, I'm using myself as an extreme example, being like, having to lose 180 pounds. But whether it's 20 pounds, whether it's 40 pounds, whatever your part is, there is a bit of a start where your motivation is high. You're feeling really good. You're feeling gung-ho. You might not be getting every week the results you want, but you've got the methodology right. Things are going well. Things are happening. And then it just starts to become a bit tedious and a bit tiring. Now, I've lost weight a number of times in my life. None of them successfully for a long time. And I never got to this. I never got to this state of great, which is a whole other conversation.
So she talked about things getting tedious and tiring. I don't know about you. I have taken online classes before where you're really gung ho for the first couple of modules, and then what? It gets tiring. The professor gets boring, which is going to happen most likely, right? These things are important to know, but it's also important to know how you're actually going to get through it. You've saved $5,000 toward your $20,000 goal for your house, or you're paying off that credit card, and you paid off $5,000, but you got another 15,000 left. How are you going to get through that? Let's keep listening to her.
And the reason that I never got to great is because of the bloody middle. Because the middle's a bitch, guys. The middle of weight loss is a freaking bitch. And the reason that she's a bitch, or he, is because it's the longest part. So you've got your nice start motivator bit where you're feeling really good, and then it just starts to get tedious. And you've got a long way to go till the end, which is your last 10 pounds, last 14 pounds, last 5 pounds, whatever it is for you, depending on the ratio of how much you have to lose. And you've got this huge chunk in the middle. So you've got start and all this middle bit where you just have to keep going. And what I'm going to talk to you about today are a couple of things that helped me to get through the middle, that helped me to get to where I needed to be. Because you need to get through this bit, and because it's this bit that I failed on every time before, that I stopped, that I quit on every single time before.
How many of us have quit in the middle. I'm trying to get to, trying to get my hand in here. How many of us has quit in the middle? I think we all have. The middle is the longest part. The middle is the hardest part. And we often quit during the middle.
For numerous reasons, be it mental health reasons, be it not understanding, be it, that I just got bored, be it that I was an enthusiastic starter and then was like, well, this is not happening fast enough for me, so I'm out of here. Whatever.
Boredom is a big one for me. I don't know about you ladies, but some of us, I don't claim to have ADHD, but I can get bored easily. Yeah, see, Legacy has her hand up and Ambrosia's saying one. Yeah, see, look, y'all understand. Um, yeah. Uh, for me, it's boredom. I'll admit, for me, it's boredom. For me, it's always wanting something new, something exciting, something new. But guess what? You can't get to the top 20% of anything if you don't get through the boring times.
Whatever it is, there's some part in the middle that I just, that's when I threw in the towel. And I think that was about 3 or 4 times that I did that. With real, I would lose 30, 40 pounds and then I'd give up. I would quit. And I would end up quitting and then putting more weight back on again. So by the time that I got to January 2020, when I began this weight loss journey, I ended up having to lose 180 pounds. That was how much I had to lose because I kept quit, put the weight back on again, then some. Start the cycle again, lose 20, 30 pounds, quit, end up putting more weight back on again. It just kept compounding the interest, but in the wrong way. You want to compound the interest in the weight loss way. So you got the middle bit. And then what will happen is if you get past that middle bit, you will get to good. Then we will get to great. And great is the most permanent state. That is where we want to be. But in order to get to great, and then you get to maintenance, and then you never have to lose weight again, we need to get through the middle. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about. A couple of things that helped me to realize what the middle was and what I needed to do to get through the middle. And to be honest with you, the middle kind of counts for anything, any journey that you're on, whether it be weight loss, starting a business, growing a YouTube channel, whatever it is, there is a big slog in the middle. And then things will start to work because when you put in that work consistently, eventually you will get the results that you want. So let's have a conversation. The first thing that I needed to realize and that really helped me is to understand that weight loss is a finite state. Weight loss is not supposed to be forever. You are not supposed to be losing weight for your entire life.
So, ladies, we should not be in dark mode forever. We should not be headed toward this goal forever. Whatever goal it is that we are setting, it needs to be for a finite time. Most people who are successful with going dark mode typically will do it for 3 months, maybe 6 months. And then they kind of lift their head up and say, okay, what's happening out here? Hey, world. You know, it's usually not years and years and years. Even though, her 140-pound weight loss probably took a good year and a half for her to do. So it depends on what it is you're trying to achieve. But for many of us, a good 3 to 6 month tunnel vision is what we need to really crack through to the other side.
Weight loss is supposed to be a time where you have a smaller number of calories, you eat within a specific calorie deficit. Again, I don't discuss my calories. You can figure out what yours is with the TDEE, or you can do Body Slims or some other program. But that is a short amount of time you do that, and you don't let you have to live a little, that kind of crap come in. If you can commit to this as a short amount of time, and you know that if you do that work for that short amount of time, you will get there.
Okay, this is very important what she just said. So, for those of us who have other goals that we're trying to meet. So, she said for weight loss, what you don't do is you don't cheat. The people who do well dark mode with weight loss, they do not cheat. A lot of people want to tell you, oh, you can have this one little cookie. Then how many of us have one cookie and it turns into a cheat day, which turns into a cheat week, which turns into a cheat year, right? For some of us, it could be that you're taking a certification course. Well, if your study days are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., you do not cheat. You do not cheat unless somebody is bleeding. You do not cheat. You tell the kids, mommy is studying. You all tend to yourselves. You do not cheat. Okay. Um, if you have something else you're trying to do, let's say you're trying to do this part time business, you're trying to start this business, you're going to have office hours. And guess what? You do not cheat. During those office hours, you're going to have a certain amount of hours you're going to spend marketing your business, truly talking to prospective customers and clients. And guess what? You do not cheat. Successful people who do dark mode, they do not cheat. I hope this makes sense. Whatever it is that you need to do within your dark mode journey, you do not cheat. This is why some people will give up alcohol, marijuana, hanging out with friends, things like that during their dark mode periods. So they are not tempted. Hello, Jay Antoinette. Hey, Mommy. You had your notification on, but it never went off. I'm so sorry. Then it's a YouTube thing. But that's okay. You're still at a good part of this. So um, let's continue listening to what she has to say. This is a woman named Carla.
You will get there because it's the consistent basis of doing that amount, because the results can't help themselves. It's scientific fact. If you eat less with a calorie deficit, eventually you're going to get there. So you have to do all your things to help you get into that calorie deficit. But the most important thing is to remember that this is a finite state. The majority of us, I would wager a bet that the majority of us in our lives have been living in a constant state, thinking that we're in weight loss, but we're actually in weight maintenance. So kind of cycling between 5 pounds or 10 pounds. Or for me, I was cycling up and up and up. But we're kind of cycling in within the same amount of weight, but constantly thinking we're on some kind of diet, but never.
Okay, I want to talk about this because if you're continuously saying, I'm gonna finish this certification, I'm gonna finish this online class, I'm gonna finish whatever it is, it's constantly in the back of your head. It's this constant thing that is in the back of your mind saying, I've got to do this. I want to do this. It's part of my goal. It's part of something that I want to do. And because of that, your mind can never rest from ticking that thing off your list saying, I've finally done it. So that's why it's better for you to choose one thing that you're going to focus on, get laser focused, turn off the social media, turn off the other things that you need to turn off, and go true dark mode. I never feel like going to my weekly sessions because it's so late. So I want to cheat and do it virtually, but I go anyways because it benefits me. I'll sacrifice my sleep to network my butt off. Good for you. I need to order a phone jail and do my social media marketing on my computer so I don't go into the rabbit hole. Yes. In the power of completion, we have to get there. Top 20% of people complete stuff. The 80% starts a whole bunch of crap and never completes anything. So, upwardly mobile women, the fact that most of you completed college is a big deal. And then the other things that you need to complete in life, these things are so important. Let's keep listening.
Committing our full selves to that diet. So if you got through the first part, your initial part of weight loss, so your first start bit, that is fantastic. And now what we need to do is continue the actions that you did that got you to that weight loss, no matter what program it is or what way you're doing it. If you can continue on that way, and remember that by keeping going, that this is a short amount of time. So knowing in my mind that this is a short amount of time made it the need to do those actions more palatable, and that I wasn't so stressed about the idea of this is going to be for my entire life, because it's not for your entire life. I am living, walking, breathing proof that weight loss, when you do it as a finite burst of time, that eventually you can change into maintenance. You get to great, you change into maintenance, and you live that state then for the rest of your life. Because that's what I'm doing. And I have no fear that I'm going to put weight back on again. So knowing that it is just for a short amount of time, if you commit to that for that short amount of time. Now, obviously, there are times when things will happen. You'll have to go out for dinner with friends and that kind of thing. But you don't have to drink at those times. You don't have to. You might choose to, but you don't have to. You don't have to overeat. You might choose to, but you don't have to. You don't have to eat anything. It might be a bit awkward if you sit there and everyone's eating and you're not, but you also don't have to eat. That is my kind of.
Let's talk about choice, ladies. Everything that we do is a choice. For the most part, everything that we do is a choice. If your goal is to study every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and a friend calls you and you pick up the phone, that is a choice. If you're supposed to be picking up the phone or sending out emails in order to get clients and you're not doing it, that is a choice. If you go to dinner with friends and you're doing a weight loss thing and the waitress puts the bread basket on the table and you reach your hand out and you butter it up and you eat that bread, it's a choice. Why? Because you could have told the waitress, no bread on the table. I don't care what my friends say here. No bread. Bring me a salad, bring me some salmon. Don't look at the menu or look at the menu at your house and say, this is all I'm going to have. Like, what we are doing is a choice, ladies. And if we're not finishing our dark mode period, it's a choice. We ain't blaming white supremacy. We're not blaming men. We're not blaming the kids. It's a choice. And you have to be honest with yourself and say, I chose not to finish. Be a part of the 5% and not the 95%. That's right. I never knew there was a term for this. Yeah. Hi, Pieces of Cara. I haven't seen you before. Nice to meet you. Give me the Caesar. I'm thinking about doing 30 or 60-day no eating out shopping and taking up a new skill. Good for you. I have done um, 30 days no eating out. Totally doable. You could even do 60 days no eating out. Absolutely. Let's continue listening to this woman, Carla, and what she is saying.
The big tip, big brain part number one is to remember that this is a finite state and that it's not going to last forever. Number two is you need to remind yourself of why you're doing it. What is the reason that you have chosen to go on this path? Because you will forget along the way. You will forget what it is. What was that feeling that you wanted to achieve? What were you feeling when you decided to lose weight? What is it? We lose 20, 30 pounds, and if you got nearly 200 pounds to lose, it's not enough. But kind of going, well, I've lost that bit, so that's okay. That's an all right amount. But you need something to drive you through that middle part, your why. And what I would recommend to everybody is to grab a piece of paper, grab a notebook, and write down your whys. Because when you write something down, there is a magic that happens with pen to paper. It's your brain, it slows your brain down so that you have to actually think about what you're putting down onto the paper.
Ladies, even though I'm a money person, your why is hardly ever money. It is never just, hey, because I want to make another 30,000 a year. It's really not even, hey, because I want to pay off $30,000 of debt. It may be because I'm able to then invest instead of spending money on this debt. I'm able to invest. I'm able to enjoy the process of real estate investing or buying stocks or I can go to conferences or I can go to travel someplace luxurious without it being on credit. Your why is bigger than just money. It could be something for your kids, whatever it is, coming up with your why and digging down deep because I partially think it needs to be something emotional. It needs to be something that's tied to your heart and what your heart wants and where you see yourself. Sometimes it could be that a certain person said you couldn't do it and you want to prove to them that you can. you know so sometimes it's about being a little petty. I'm not going to say that you're wrong for that. So you're saying, yes, look, you got to come up with that, whatever it is. make sure that it's tied to some sort of emotion that you have.
And if you're not sure of your why, then brainstorm, sit down and write at the top, I want to achieve my goal weight because this is how I'm going to feel at the end of it. Because I want to be able to fit into that. Because I don't want this to happen to me again. Because whatever it is. And all of the reasons, write them all down. Because it's remembering those reasons as to why you want to do it, the power of why you are doing the actions, why you're waking up to go for a walk in the morning, why you're not going out with your friends, why you're not ordering that takeaway. And every time you have a decision to make, then back to that, as I was saying earlier about those decisions, you are reminding yourself why. So I am going to make the decision that I'm going to drive into town to go for my girls' night out. And the reason that I'm going to drive is that it'll stop me from drinking. And the reason that I don't want to drink is because I want to achieve my goal weight, and that will take me further away from my goal weight.
One of the things, ladies, that I suggest you do is you write your why down every single day and every single night. You can have a legal pad right on your nightstand, and every single day and every single night, just write your why down. What your goal is, what you're doing during dark mode, and why you're doing it. Could be 2 to 3 sentences. Why? Because it reaffirms you every morning when you get up as you're going through your day. And every night, just before you go to bed, you write it down. And then subconsciously, you're thinking about that at night during this finite period of time. This is why I'm going dark mode. I'm going to hit this goal so that I can wear XYZ dress, or I can achieve this dream. I can move up the corporate ladder, whatever it is.
And why do I want to achieve my goal weight? I want to achieve my goal weight so that it can increase my chances of conceiving a child. That was the thought process that went down for me. When I had 180 pounds to lose, when I had decided that was give or take, I think it was my first decision was 160 something pounds. Yeah, 160 pounds that I wanted to lose was my original, was to get me to half of Carla. It was 165 pounds. And I'd gone through some amount, and I remember losing £1 one day and thinking, oh my God, if I can only lose £1 a week, it's going to take me however many weeks. This is not going to work for me. Screw this. To hell with this. I'm done. I quit. And that's when goal breakdown came in for me. And that's my kind of tip number 3 is goal breakdown. I'll leave my video here on the full how I did my goal breakdown. Very, very specific. But basically it's reducing your entire, like the entire timeline of weight loss, or the entire line of weight loss, the path of weight loss, into very small chunks. So it's taking it from seeming like this giant hill that you're going to have to climb into very, very small pieces. And that really helped me. That changed it. So instead of thinking, okay, I have to get to 10 stone, I was only ever thinking of the next little bit, the next.
So if you have a class that you're taking, you have a certification that you're taking, it may not be, hey, I got to get past all 26 of these modules. It may just be the next module, the next module. If it is you're going dark mode for, your business, it may be that there are 2,000 people in your industry that would be your perfect client. And it may be, hey, today all I'm focused on is reaching out to 20 people. Or it could be that you are on Upwork or Fiverr. Let's say Upwork, because it could be a little bit more purposeful. You're on Upwork and you're trying to get freelance work because you're starting this business and you want to grow it. And it may just be, hey, today I'm going to do outreach to 5 prospective customers to ask if they would want to use my services. So, because sometimes in the middle, because that's what we're talking about when most people quit, is in the middle. Sometimes in the middle sucks. And you're going to have to really think about what's the next step. Can I just make it to the next step? Hey, Stephanie, good to see you, my dear. Let's keep going.
Next tiny segment that I had to lose. I never thought about the full thing. I just thought about that little one to the next one. And by doing that, it helped me to just focus. focus all my energy on the next little goal, and then reward myself when I reach that goal. And that is the key to it, is to reward yourself when you reach each goal. I'll leave that video up here, because that helped me with the middle so much. And especially because some of those goals were really, really big goals. Getting into Wonderland. Wonderland happens in the middle for most people. Like, it doesn't happen at the start. Number 4, stop comparing yourself to others. I had to stop comparing my weight loss to other people.
Did you hear that, ladies? When she said that, when I first heard this video and she said that, I was like, yes, stop comparing yourself to others. So many of us are saying, but she did it faster than I did. She did it better than I did. She's making more money than I am. Her business grew 3 times faster than mine did. She's at $1 million and I'm still struggling trying to get it out of the mud. We do want to look at what other people are doing for inspiration, but run your own race. Go in dark mode means figuring out what you need to do and want to do for you, and you run your own race. Because if you're so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses, then you'll never realize how far you've come and how much you have been doing and how much you can continue to do. So focus on your own actions, run your own race, do what you need to do for yourself.
2 big comparisons that I was making. They were to other people who were on social media with me who were losing weight at the same time. And there were also people like Jordan Shrinks who had lost weight beforehand. And I told you, if you've seen me talk about this really toxic thing that I did, was basically wrote down every single one of Jordan's weight losses for a certain number of months over the whole journey. And that I was like, well, it's her week 2, she lost this, and her week 7, she lost this, and her week 15, she lost this, and I only lost this.
Ladies, what she just described here, keeping score, keeping other people's score, that's the reason why we're not successful, because we're so busy looking outside at what somebody else is doing that we're not successful ourselves. Let's keep listening.
Yeah, the comparison trap is toxic, absolutely toxic. We are all beings made up completely differently. You cannot say that you're going to lose. Like, if you and Margaret did exactly the same thing for a week, your biological composition and Margaret's biological composition are 2 completely different. We all ate exactly the same thing and did exactly the same movements in exactly the same time each day for a week, our results will be different, because we're all different. So comparing yourself to somebody else is it's useless. Also, comparing your day 30 to somebody's day 60 or day 50 or day 300 or day 1. This is something that's actually I want to chat about as well with comparison. If you're on day 60 of your weight loss, or your day 200 or whatever it is, and you see somebody day 1 or their week 1 losing 8 pounds and you've lost 1 or something like that, and you're having a bit of an SHIT fit, you have to have a chat with yourself, because you're in completely different times. You will lose when probably you lost weight at the same rate or a similar rate, or you lost more that was suitable for you or relevant for you at the start. In the same vein, guys, it's really important to remember that you cannot control the output or the outcome. The only thing that you can control is the input. You cannot control the outcome or the output. The only thing you can control is the input.
We've been talking about this. We've been talking about the fact that all you can control is what you do. Again, she's using weight loss. We're talking about the middle and how the middle, we have to be a part of the 5% and not the 95%, because the middle is what screws so many people up. But the comparison thing is a trap. And all we can do is focus on our inputs. If we keep doing the things that we should be doing, we should get the results that we're looking for. If we keep going through the modules for our tech certification and taking the practice quizzes, we should get to a point where we're ready to take the real exam, pass it, and be able to move to the next part of our career. If we continuously do 5 hours, 10 hours of marketing of our small business every single week. Quality marketing, getting better and better at reaching out to our perfect avatar. We should be hitting it, the outcome will come. The $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month will come. Where we get caught off sometimes is that we are doing the wrong inputs. So if your results are not showing what you want them to show, don't look at the outputs, look at the inputs. Weight loss is easy, so let's use this as an example. If you're not losing weight, is it because you slacked off on your diet? Is it because you went out with friends last week and you had that bread at the Cheesecake Factory, or you had something to drink, or you didn't get all your workouts in? If you didn't do as well on that certification exam as you thought, is it because you didn't understand something? Do you need better inputs? Did you get distracted? Because the kids came in when they weren't supposed to come in because it was mommy's dark mode time, right? You've got to think about these things and focus on your inputs. If your business is not doing well, if you are not getting anybody raising their hand saying, "Hey, Legacy, I want to use your service." If people were coming and now they're no longer coming, then you have to ask yourself during the middle part of your process, what happened? What inputs am I not doing now that's making this thing no longer successful or as successful as I think it could and should be? Hey, D'Ambrosia. Hey, Beulah. Hey, Beulah. Good to see you. So I love this part of what she said, focusing on your inputs. During dark mode, there are certain activities that you will have 100% control over that you will do or you will not do. And that is all you focus on. And the results should come out the way that you want. And if the results are not coming out the way that you want, go back to your inputs, go back to the activities that you're doing. We're almost done with this. We got another 3 minutes.
You can't control the numbers that come out. You can only control the numbers that you put in. What you can control, the calories that you eat, the amount of time you go walking, the number of liters of water that you drink, the number of hours that you're sleeping. They are things that you can control the input into your weight loss. You can control how often you're tracking, whether you're tracking well. You can control what time you're going to sleep. These are all things that you can control. And I know people say that I can't control it. Yes, you can. We can control these things. So reminding yourself that the only thing that you can control is your inputs is so, so important. And again, on the same vein, to my next tip, let's remember that in controlling your input, it's not about motivation, it's about consistency. Consistency is the key to doing this. It's about getting it right. As we were talking about, earlier, that this is 7 days, weight loss is 7 days for a finite amount of time. Being consistent is what will get you home. The motivation lags in the middle. That is the big, big issue, is that it will lag in the middle. The motivation just is like, oh God, I don't want to do this. But that is where your best friend of consistency will pick up. And a lot of people ask me, how did I stay consistent? And I have a video on that. There's something I've heard since then that's really kind of resonated with me. I think what happened to me at the start is that I understood that these are the actions that work in order for me to lose weight. And if I want to lose weight, then I need to keep doing these actions. Now, I know that I have to go to a job, or my job's a bit different now, but say prior to this being my job, I knew that I had to go to an office every single day at 8 o'clock, no matter whether I wanted to or not. I had to work for 8 hours, and then I had to come home and I had to cook dinner and I had to do the groceries and I had to do all these things. Now, I made a choice to do those. Yes, I might have chosen not to, and that would have ended up in ramifications of having no money or having no food in the house, or I didn't pay my taxes. But that was the choice. It was my choice to do that. I knew that it was important. And that is the same thing here, is that I realized that these actions that I had to do, while I might not have the motivation, because I can tell you in that job that I had, I was not motivated to go there 99.9% of the time, but I still went because I knew I had to do it. And it's the same for this. I realized that I had to do it.
Okay, ladies. That was the video. I put the StreamYard link in case anybody wants to come up, talk about what we talked about today with regards to dark mode. But consistency is the key. You will get to a point where you have to kick in the fact that you just have to do it. I'm not going to be motivated to do it. There's actually, my mother told me about this interview that LL Cool J did several years ago. And they asked him, how do you say, so um, physically fit? And he said, I go even on the days that I don't want to go. So let's say you're studying for that tech cert. There are going to be days that you don't want to study. There are going to be days that you're going to be tired and you're going to want to lay down. Or your friend is going to call you and say, "Hey girl, you know, our favorite singer's in town. Beyonce's coming to town. Lizzo's coming to town. Whoever's coming. You want to come?" But it's your study day. And you won't be motivated. That is where consistency kicks in. Because to get to the top 20%, to do dark mode right, you have to push through the motivation and stick to consistency. Stick to the plan of there's nobody bleeding in the house. Therefore, it is time for me to sit on Wednesday evening from 5 to 6:30 and knock out this lesson. When we do that, that is when our true upward mobility really kicks in. That is how we truly get to the next level. Most of us are good at starting. Most of us are good at finishing, but it's the middle where we get crushed. And that's the reason why I wanted to show you that video today, so that you're able to know what's going to happen in the middle. The middle is the longest time. The middle is the most boring time. The middle is a time where you're going to want to get on your computer or your phone and scroll through TikTok. And next thing you know, it's 3 hours later and you're like, where is all of my time gone? Well, you made a choice to go on TikTok when you knew you weren't supposed to. The middle is the toughest time. But if you're able to get past the middle, you can really make it. Some of us are addicted to YouTube. Some of us spend 16 hours a day on YouTube going from one chat to the other, one panel to the other. Some of it's Clubhouse, some of it's TikTok, some of it's going out with friends, some of it is the alcohol, the marijuana, and it's keeping us from reaching our goals and our dreams. Everybody, the StreamYard link is in the chat if you want to come up. If not, I'm going to read these last couple of things and then we're going to be finished for the evening. Can you give us an update on how your new job is going? New job is going well. I have not been doing all of the things that I should be doing. So part of tonight's lesson is for me. I need to go a little bit more dark mode than I have been. And part of that is setting up a little bit more structure in my home with my mother and the dogs. And some of it will be like me doing a little bit less on YouTube. But I have I have a sales job. For anyone who wants to know, I have a sales job, and I'm starting and building this new division of a company, of an already successful company. And I did my first webinar for it last week. I have my second webinar this week, and I have a lot going on with it. But I really there's more that I could be doing, but my eating is getting in the way a little bit, and just some more infrastructure things in the house. So tonight's session was as much for me as it was hopefully for all of you. Yeah, you wanted an update. Would you like to make a playlist for dark mode content? No, I don't have any more time. Thank you. Thank you. Saying congratulations. A great alternative for wine or hard cider is a sparkling soda water. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, okay. Well, I haven't seen anybody come up on StreamYard here. So, yes, I'm going to stop lying to myself. Say I can listen to YouTube while focusing on work. I'm glad you're saying that, selfish love. It doesn't work. Like there are some times when I come on YouTube and I think I could listen to YouTube and do something with my job, and I'm noticing it's not working. The only time that I can come on YouTube is if I'm listening to like some deep focus music, because sometimes I do need a little bit of white noise. Sometimes I do. But then sometimes that even gets distracting. So I think we need to stop lying to ourselves. And you know how we know we're lying to ourselves? It's because of our results. If we said we were going to hit a certain result and we're not hitting that result, we need to stop lying to ourselves. There's something wrong with our input. Something wrong with our input. So I know you were bringing it all together. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Selfish Love. Okay, well, look, nobody came up. So I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed week. Think again about doing true dark mode, which even means if you need to take a break from this YouTube, including this channel, you come back to me in 3 months saying, Cherie, because of you, I went dark mode and I reached XYZ goal or 6 months or whatever. I would be proud of you. I would be happy. I would be elated. So thank you so much, Jay Antoinette. And kombucha, I like that. I love kombucha. Yeah, set a timer if you tend to let time escape you. Yeah. And I think I might do something where I don't let certain apps open on my phone and see if I can also set that up on my computer where I just don't let certain apps open during certain times. So, and sometimes you got to put those impediments in the way, ladies. Because the social media thing, they do psychological testing on us to know what keeps us engaged and on these social platforms longer. So you are welcome, Stephanie. Thank you. Thanks for all the work you're doing for Black women as well. I know you work really hard on your channel. So, all right, ladies, night. Have a great week.